Okay, then we move to item L1. We have public comment from Christopher Corbett.
Honorable Reno City Council, my name is Christopher Corbett, Nevada State Coordinator for PANDA, People Against the National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA. 1 week ago, I spoke to this council of the threat to our constitutionally protected right to due process resulting from the NDAA's authorization in sections 1021 and 1022 of indefinite detention and assassination of U.S. citizens and all persons on U.S. soil under military detention without charge, trial, or access to legal counsel. I reiterate the NDAA violates at least 23 articles of and amendments to both the U.S. and Nevada constitutions. Article 6, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution, the Supremacy Clause states, "This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding." End quote. The NDAA is clearly not a federal law in pursuance of the Supremacy Clause and the 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, and 14th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution. In Marbury v. Madison, the U.S. Supreme Court held that any unconstitutional federal law is null and void. In New York v. United States and Prince v. United States, the Supreme Court held that the federal government cannot compel states into regulatory service, specifically citing states' rights under the 10th Amendment. It can be easily argued the NDAA is an unconstitutional law and therefore null and void. State and local government, including the City of Reno, under the 10th Amendment, have the authority and responsibility of oath to nullify the unconstitutional authorizations under the NDAA and restore our constitutionally protected right to due process, resisting any attempt by the federal government to take any Nevadan into custody under the unconstitutional authority of the NDAA. Last week, members of PANDA, as part of a coalition, were instrumental in encouraging the Michigan State House to unanimously approve NDAA nullification legislation 107 to none. Locally, we have brought NDAA nullification to the forefront of the Sparks City Council, the Washoe County Commission, and the Nevada State Legislature. I expect more discussion and attention to the NDAA will result. Again, I urge the Reno City Council to place NDAA nullification on a future agenda for further discussion. If we do not stand up and protect our constitutional rights, then who will? In closing, please join the Northern Nevada chapter of PANDA on the corner of 1st and North Virginia Street on Saturday, December 15th from 3 to 5 p.m. for the first annual Bill of Rights Day of Celebration commemorating the 221st anniversary of the Bill of Rights. In the event of bad weather, you can find us at Java Jungle, 246 West 1st Street in Reno. I wish everyone here a safe and happy holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Seeing no further public comment, back to the table. Items for future agenda items.
Following up on his comments, I do see value in bodies that sometimes do take on these issues as legitimate to express a resolution on issue of public policy. It's done very often. I'll give a caveat on that. I grew up in the Bay Area in the city of Berkeley. Berkeley City Council was kind of known for spending more hours discussing, U.S. out of El Salvador or apartheid than doing city council business. So I think it can get away from bodies, but I do think there's a role, just like we present proclamations for, Diabetes Awareness Month, to also when the public comes to us asking us to express, and usually it's an expression to another body, governor, take the Medicaid waiver, whatever, that we do consider and maybe at times among ourselves come to agreement that we would like to express through resolution a position. And I would like, though, if we were to do something like that, that we would maybe say we'd only have these discussions quarterly or no more than 15 minutes discussion. If we could get, a majority to agree that we would, and have a resolution before us, we would go with it. But I do see value in the way he's presenting this practice to this body. And with the new majority, maybe it is time to think about some different and new rules of operation, because I don't think this body has done a whole lot of these sort of resolutions in the past.
Any discussion? Actually, I think it's been a bit to the contrary. We've actually used some of our BDRs in the past for home rule. And that perhaps has been part of the thinking. Don't know, but we certainly have sought home rule in the past through the legislature.
Madam Mayor, Tracy Chase, Reno City Attorney's Office. This is identification of items for a future agenda, so certainly any council member can do that, and discussion and deliberation should occur at the time it's on a future agenda.
You know, at an undefined date, I think, so I wouldn't push it to January. I think there should be an item discussing the practice of this body in responding to citizen requests for us to express through resolution format positions of a particular proposition. So I'll just leave it at that. I think maybe there'd be some research in the ICMA or something on city practices related to responding to requests of this nature. And so, you know, maybe I can do that research too, but that's an item I would like to see on the agenda in the future.